best I can here tonight. So, hey, let's do live bets. Any live bets tonight? Get in the chat. If you like something late, I'm going to tell you what I'm playing right now. 2 are in play right now. I went the under tonight, plus 105 in the hockey game. Panthers, Tampa Bay, both goalies last game I thought played really well. So let's do the under in that. Right now, that was 0-0 last time I saw. And listen, I'm going to do the first half again. I'm doing the Orlando Magic, Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA. I'll talk NBA here in a little bit. We're going to talk a lot of draft here at the beginning of the show. But that is under 103 minus 115. That is on the NBA channel, and that is a reason it's on the NBA channel. That is like 1990 basketball. You talk about slow, no scoring. I hit it the other night. It was 105 first half, and I took the under. So I like going back to the well as much as I can until I lose. So let's do it. And I'm going to do the Lakers tonight. So there's one that's a little late night if you want to jump in and hopefully we can win money. Listen, I don't like the Lakers. I'm not a LeBron James guy. And they really blew that the other night. But this is the one. They're at home. Can they rebound off a tough buzzer beater shot at the very end? Can they get this one tonight? I think they can. Let's do money line tonight. Let's get the Lakers. And then hopefully they just lose the next. And then they're one more and they're out. Because then I don't have to talk about LeBron James. All right, guys. Let's go draft. It starts here in a little bit, about 20 minutes. We got the Bears. So I'm going to go through just some ideas, some of my bets, some of my thoughts. And again, if you're in the chat, you want to chime in and say what you're betting or what you think's going to happen, that'd be a lot of fun here. We're getting the chat up right now, so if anyone's there, please join us. We got the Bears. Saying to Justin, man, we were laughing off air. It seems like, I don't know how much. They get like 5 minutes, 6, or something like that to get their pick in, and then each round it gets shorter and shorter. But the Bears should just be running up and saying, okay, let's get this moving. Let's get this moving along here, because Justin made a good point. He said they only brought one quarterback in. You know who they're going to go with. So it's going to be Caleb Williams. Here's the thing, and I'm going to I want Justin to pop in. Justin, overall, let's go to you really quick. Do you like this pick? Do you think this quarterback's the franchise that's going to really take the Bears into the promised land?
I think so. Time will tell. He didn't play as well last year, but I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I think it's all about the system and coaching with him. I don't think he's going to come in right away and be an MVP type player, but I think he'll get there. I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
Okay, love it. I got to read this. This was on X last night, and I think this is Caleb Williams bust. There's Ken. What's going on, Ken? Thanks for being here. You've been saying that for weeks. I love it. Maybe he is. We're going to find out. But Ken, you're going to enjoy this. Now, it's on X. I don't know how true this is, but I copied this and I saved it because I just think this is great. It says a former NFL scout says Caleb Williams scares a lot of teams. Now, why does he scare a lot of teams? Well, there was some issues. And again, nothing against, I'm not trying to rip on anybody. He paints his fingernails. I think he posed on a magazine. It would kind of look like a dress. Whatever. And if that's his gig, that's his gig, whatever. Not trying to say anything. But okay, so a former NFL scout says that Caleb Williams scares a lot of teams. He scares, I'm going to say it, shit out of a lot of NFL teams. One GM told me it's like Prince played quarterback, the former musician. I thought that was fantastic. So, hey, listen, I'm going to agree with Justin. Offensive line at USC was iffy. It was iffy at times. And he didn't have a lot of times. If you watched a lot of the games at USC, there was times that he struggled and he could not really get the ball out where he needed to. But he does show some flashes. Some people try to compare him to, as John's bringing me a live stream here of the draft. Yeah, that's fantastic. What a crowd there in Detroit, it looks like. So I think this is a slam dunk. I think it's a good pick. I like where the Bears are going. The Bears defense was really good last year. They get the number, I think it's the 9th pick also in this draft. Yep. So we'll talk about them in a second. But yeah, Caleb Williams, slam dunk. That's where it's going to be. All right. The Commanders. We got our local team here. Now, you're still hearing a lot of things. Now, it sounds like it's Daniels, the quarterback out of LSU. That's where it looks like it's going to go. I saw last week it was plus 140 when here. Now, Monday it was minus 155. Now, earlier today, it was minus like 1,000. And he's going to go here. And here, this guy is tough. I mean, he really is. I mean, 2-year starter at LSU. Now, here's the thing. The Raiders really wanted to move up in the draft here and get this kid because he played at Arizona State. And Pierce, the coach now for the Raiders, was one of the guys on staff. So he really wanted him. But it sounded like the commander said, nope, not happening. We're not going to get him. Hey, Mike, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here. We appreciate it very much. 2 years at LSU, 78 touchdowns, 57 passing, 21 rushing, only 7 INTs. So, yeah, I mean, this guy's a playmaker. This guy can run. Commanders need that quarterback. I think the Commanders, I'm going to bring it up why one of my bets here in a little bit. I'm not really sold on Daniels either. I question his health. He was hurt often. Yeah, that's a concern. Hey, Ken, we're going to talk about Michael Penix here in a little bit. Is that a concern with him? Really like the guy, but injuries. And Daniels is not that big of a guy. I mean, I'm not saying height-wise, but maybe built-wise. And he wants to run the ball a lot. How long can he last?
Yeah, I saw a report the other day that he's saying he wanted to be the best running quarterback and beat out Vic and Lamar Jackson. So I'm a little concerned about that. We saw how that worked out with RG3. If he stays back and he becomes a pocket passer, I would love that. I think he's a hell of a quarterback, but I don't want him running with the offensive line. We don't know how that's going to work out either. So we have a lot of new players. Absolutely.
And that's why I think the Commanders, I sometimes call them Skins still, have it. I think they're going to come back in the draft here because they got so many picks in the second round, third round. I think they're going to come back and get in this first round and get an offensive line guy. And that's why I made a bet, and I'll tell you in a little bit about that. Good call on that, Justin, too. I agree with you. So I think it is going to be Daniels at second. It surely seems like that. Okay, this is where we go. And I'm going to throw this out. So I'm going to say some of the bets I did, and I have them written down here. Now, the over-under on quarterbacks is 4.5. Now, this is a pizza money bet by me. Scotty, what's going on, Scotty, man? Thanks for being here. Forever Skins or Hogs. Why did they ever go Commanders? Well, I think you know why they went that, but I'm going to try to keep the not political on a lot of fronts here on this show. But thanks for being here, guys. Scotty, good to see you again. Good comment. So 4.5 with the quarterbacks. Now, our good friend Tim Murray, he wrote a nice little piece and said 6 out of the last 7 drafts have gone under that. Now, it seems like it's going to be over. I threw a little pizza money on this. I'm going to take a chance, and we're going to go through this draft a little bit more. This could be boom, boom, boom quarterback. There's 3. Surely seems like the Raiders want Penix. Then you got McCarthy, too, that could be there. So there's 4, there's 5. It's Bo Nix. Oh, Bo Nix. I've talked about you. I bragged you up how many times in this studio over the years, last year and a half. But I like you. I liked you at Auburn. Then you went to Oregon. I don't think you're a first-round talent. So please don't be a first-round talent tonight so I can win this bet. So Bo Nix, please. Good vibes. Good vibes with Bo Nix tonight. All right, New England. What's going to happen here tonight? This could be a trade down. You've heard a lot of stuff here that this could be a trade where they could go. I'm a Bo Nix fan, too. I know you are, Ken. I know. I don't know how great he's going to be in the NFL, though, Ken. But we'll see. But this is the spot. Can New England trade? Yeah, they could. What did they always like to do, New England? They always like to trade their picks. Right, Justin?
Yes.
So I think this is a spot. Now, are they sold on a quarterback? I'm hearing a lot of things. I think it's Kraft that likes JJ. Other people in the organization likes May. May's the big guy. Just looking. May, he's 6'4", 225. He didn't play great at times last year. I watched some of the North Carolina games. I wasn't blown away, but the kid has the frame. He has the body. He has the big arm. He's the guy that can do the videos and be in like gym shorts from 1988 where they're real short with a cutoff T-shirt to the stomach and throw the ball and hit the goalpost. Everybody falls in love with that. Russell was real good for the Raiders back when he did that too, and then he played about 2 games. But, Justin, what do you think?
I think he's going to have to sit behind somebody for for a year or two. He's a project quarterback. I don't think he's going to be ready the first couple of years. But they're saying he may be the next Andrew Luck, with his size, his speed, hand size. I don't know about that. I'm not a Drake May fan. I think he'll be okay. I see the Patriots trading back. I think the Vikings might move up in this spot. They have 2 first-round picks. But Mayo is a first-year coach, so I don't know if he's going to want to stay and draft a quarterback.
All right. Like it. Good info there. Look at that, man. You just come up. I'm by myself. Justin's here. We're like, hey, what are you doing? Call the wife. Say you're not coming home yet. Hopefully you weren't supposed to do something when you went home. And you can just blame me, Justin. Don't worry. Just say, hey, it's Smitty, Notebook Wagering. And, next week she can come up, have a drink, have some food here. And we'll talk about that at the very end. And as I'm leaving, she can yell something nasty at me and say, hey, let my husband come home. And he doesn't have to be on your show.
If I was anywhere else, she might be upset. She loves this place. Okay.
That's good. Okay. Thank you that she loves this place. Thank you, Salisbury Center. All right. Let's move on. Cardinals. Now, this is a spot, and you're going to hear this a lot. Rumors, and a lot of these that I wrote down with notes. Could be a trade spot. This could be a trade spot, but here, sounds like they're going to keep Murray. Harrison Jr.'s there, 6'3", 210. I mean, a lot of people, stud wide receiver at Ohio State. I think the best fit for JJ is Minnesota. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How can I get one of these Notebook Wagering shirts? Yeah, let me model that real quick.
Yeah, everybody seems to be getting T-shirts except the producer. I don't know what's going on with that. That's a nice shirt. I like that a lot.
Okay.
5X.
Well, here's the great thing. The lady I work with, she does unbelievable work. And, my good friend Joe Butera, look him up. He's a great design guy. He's the one that designed the logo. So look up Joe Butera here. He's in the Northern Virginia area, does logos and everything. He designed the Notebook Wagering. So I'm going to give him a little plug on this. Ms. Zate, I work with her. She does great stuff. She makes all kinds of stuff. She made these T-shirts. So let me talk to her tomorrow. Let me see if I can get another round of T-shirts made. And Ken, for sure, buddy, I will get you a T-shirt. Justin, I got to, man, because, he's hanging out doing the show with me, too. We got to get some T-shirts, and then maybe we'll get some. And if you come up here on the live, having a cocktail, having some dinner, maybe I'll throw a T-shirt at you and do a little T-shirt gun or something and shoot one at you here.
Either that, or we can maybe do some sort of contest in the chat to do some.
I like it.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. All right, let's get back to the Cardinals here. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr., stud. There's a lot. Neighbors, you got a couple other. Could that change? Well, Ken, absolutely. Anytime, man. Anybody in the chat, man, we'll get one to you. I promise. We appreciate you guys being here each week with us here and growing this and trying to make this really big. But I think it's a good spot. Murray sounds like, he's going to stay there. He's going to be the quarterback. So I think overall, this is a good weapon for the Cardinals. Justin, do you agree with me there? Harrison to the Cardinals?
Yes, I think they should stay and draft Harrison.
Okay. Now, Chargers, 5. Now, Jimmy's back in the NFL. Great job with Jimmy with Michigan, man. I don't know about Michigan. I was trying to watch their spring game the other day, man. I don't know. It could be a little longer season there at Michigan, but we'll see. But Jimmy's going to be there. Here we go. This could be another trade spot. They could move back. You've seen, I saw something today about McCarthy going there. It's like, I don't know about that. And Justin, what was the crazy rumor you heard about where Herbert's going to go?
I was reading right before the show that Herbert's going to the Commanders, and the Commanders would still have to give up picks to trade for him and move out of the second spot, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay. And I think McCarthy going there is ridiculous. So, I think overall, where are we going here? Well, what's he like to do? He wants to run the ball. He's going to run the ball, run the ball. He's always run the ball, man. When he at San Diego, I think they ran the ball when he was the college coach at San Diego. Then he went to Stanford, they ran the ball. San Francisco, they ran the ball. Then he went to Michigan, they ran the ball. Yeah, definitely going to run. Yeah, Scott, absolutely. This guy's going to pound the ball. So Joe Alt, the guy out of Notre Dame, 6'9", 320, 33 games, only 2 sacks. J.C. Latham, I think he's Alabama. Jeremiah, oh man, the guy that does mocks, but he works also for the Chargers, does radio for him. One of his mocks, he has him up. So I think for sure this can be an offensive line guy. Now, do they need wide receivers? Yeah, they do. But here's the thing with a lot of the wide receivers. Now, the one bet is over. Who is first pick tonight? Well, that's the Bears with Williams. That's where it's probably going to be there. Where over 6.5 with the wide receivers. I didn't bet this, but a lot of teams, and I heard a lot of things, it's a deep wide receiver class. Could you wait a little bit on some of these wide receivers? Now, you're going to have your top couple guys here, and they're going to go. But overall, could you get some of these guys later? I think you could. So I think for sure, if the Chargers stay there, it's one of those offensive line guys. That's exactly where I think it's going to go. So let's move on here. Giants. All right. Smoke and mirrors. They had McCarthy in a ton, I guess, Justin. I don't see a quarterback here. I don't.
I think they're going to draft a receiver. They have to have weapons. They haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since Odell, and that it's been quite a while. They have to get some weapons for Daniel Jones to see exactly, if he's the right quarterback for the future, because sometimes he looks good, sometimes he doesn't. So I think this is the year. If he doesn't look good, they're going to have to start doing something else.
Yep. Well said. I absolutely agree with you here. I mean, where can you go? You got Neighbors still. I think it's going to be him out of LSU. The size is there, quick, speed. Dunze out of Washington's there. But I wrote down in my notes, too, Giants need weapons. That's what Justin just said. This is crazy rumor. I heard the Chargers, Herbert do the Vikings for their first 2-round picks, and their left tackle, and Chargers take JJ. Wow, that would be something. And that's could happen. Listen, the draft is crazy. I mean, it is wild. And that's why it's so fun. It's so entertaining. You just don't know what's going to happen. And I'll go back here in a couple minutes about the quarterback. I mean, like I said, 6 out of the last 7 years, it's gone under with the quarterbacks. This year, it sounds like for sure it's going to happen. What happened last year? Will Levis looked like, there was reports he was going to go number 1, then number 2. No, for sure 3. Now he's sitting there until Friday. Had the hot girlfriend. Remember her in that red dress? Everybody was like, oh my goodness, who's this? Yeah, they dated for about another month, and I don't know what happened there. He did that. He's a wacky guy, man. What's he doing? The bananas and what's his mayonnaise and the coffee, and he does something with, he eats bananas, doesn't peel them and just eats them and stuff. Yeah, crazy. Unbelievable, that guy. But yeah, I agree with you. So let's move on. I just think with Jones, big contract, I just don't think you can go quarterback here. All right, Tennessee, 7th. Again, trade spot, everything you're hearing. I think this could be offensive line. This could be offensive line too. If Alt slides, if they go up Chargers and take the kid out of Alabama, I think Alt could go here. But this could be a wide receiver too. You got Will Levis that we were just talking about. I think let's add some weapons there. Justin, you agreeing there?
Yeah, I honestly think they go offensive line here. They do need weapons, but that offensive line, they need help.
All right. Yeah, I agree. I think it's offensive line. That's what I have in my notes. I think it's offensive line. All right, Falcons. I think this is Turner, the kid out of Alabama, defensive guy. I think he had 11 sacks last year, pass rusher. I think this is a team that, their head coach, I got to say this, their head coach is now the Steelers offensive coach, and they didn't do much with offense last year, and they have a lot of weapons. Now, they went and got Kirk Cousins. Here's a guy coming off an injury, older guy, but can get the ball down the field. You got Robinson, the running back. You got Pitts, the tight end. You got London, the wide receiver. They have some weapons on offense. I think they have dressed that over the last couple years. I think this is where you got now. Let's get some defense here. That's a very winnable division. It was very winnable division last year. I think this is Turner out of Alabama. I think you add to the defense. You agreeing with me, Justin?
Yes. Yep.
Man, this guy, we're going to keep this guy if he agrees with me. I like this, and everything he said, I agree with. So, yeah, this working out good tonight. All right, man, let's go 9. Here's the Bears. Bears are right there again. Now, this could be, again, I love the Bears defense. I think the Bears defense is very solid. Now, they brought Keenan Allen in from the Chargers. I think it was in March they brought him in. So there's a wide receiver. If one of those wide receivers fall, could that be a spot? Yeah, you could match up a younger wide receiver with your young future quarterback, that your franchise quarterback there. Could this be a defensive guy? Yes. Have I read this could be a good spot for maybe an offensive line guy? It could be. Trade spot? Absolutely. I think this is one, if somebody panics, they could bump up here. But I think overall, I think this is going to be, man, I don't know. I'm going to go, if there's a good offensive line spot here just to protect your guy, but I think this could be a D-line guy. Justin, any thoughts on that?
I'm seeing a lot of reports about drafting a receiver here, even though they did bring in Keenan Allen, because their defense did play well last year. I think I might see the kid out of Washington.
Adunze, yep.
Yeah,
yep.
I think maybe he can go there. If not, maybe a defense, like an edge player.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's well said. I think this is, if one of those wide receivers does drop here, that could be there. I saw one today because I'm a Steeler fan. Like, if Denze drops down, they might even try to get in. Yeah, Ken says wide receiver from Washington. Yeah, well said. That wide receiver from LSU has super speed. I think Giants have to take him. Yeah, it's Neighbors. Yeah, yep, I think so. Yep, you're right on too, Ken. I think we're right on point.
That guy is fast.
Now, oh yeah, very fast. Okay, here we go. Jets. Now, one of my, I got so many notes here tonight. So, I did the over-under quarterbacks, 4.5. And that was plus money yesterday, plus 330. Now, Bowers, tight end out of Georgia. I did over 12.5. So, I need him going 13 or let's keep going. This is a spot that scares me a little bit. Because the Jets could take this guy. Tight end, I think their tight end on their roster is not the greatest. But I put down, you got an older quarterback coming off an injury. Offensive line was not good. I think they might have signed a guy or two. But I really think they got to look offensive line here. But, I get it. I'm hoping Bowers doesn't go here. But overall, I think you need to protect your quarterback. Let's go offensive line, Jets, and let's keep moving Bowers back in the draft a little bit for me, and let's get another winner. What do you think with the Jets there?
So one of the offensive linemen was, I think it was Tyron Smith. He's an older player. He's getting up there. He's had some injury history, so I think they might go offensive line. But yeah, Bowers, I'm seeing a lot of reports about Bowers going to the Jets.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. I think he would match up well with Rodgers if. Yeah,
I kind of agree. And I looked at it a little bit ago and it was not looking good. The numbers were not in my favor. It got worse for me there. I'm just trying to go over. So I did the quarterbacks. Bowers over 12.5. I did J.J. McCarthy over. This was last night. I jumped in on this. J.J. McCarthy over 5.5. So let's go 6 or higher. And that's why I hope Minnesota doesn't. Just stay the course. Nothing go crazy here. New England, don't draft them. Take May, New England. And nobody panic. Everybody stay in. Arizona, take the wide receiver. Giants, take the wide receiver. Let's go back. And JJ, let's just sit there for Minnesota coming up, and we're going to be okay. And that's what I have. I have then Minnesota. Then you have Minnesota, Denver, Raiders. And this is where the quarterbacks could just go boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. And then my little pizza money, big time dog here with the under quarterbacks. Because Minnesota, it sounds for sure. I think your bet might be in trouble. Hey, Ken, I know, man. Mike's saying definitely need to look offensive line for the Jets. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, Ken, listen, I think the bet is in trouble. But I'm doing the trend. I'm doing the 6 out of 7 years it went. You always have that one quarterback that sits there in the draft room and wasn't taken. Can Bo Nix be there with the girl in the hot red dress? And everyone go, who's Bo Nix's girl? I hope so. I hope that's Bo Nix. Because, again, I think Denver then, Denver, and here's the other thing, too. Denver has been rumored with Bowers in at 12, and I have 12.5. So that might bite me there too a little bit.
You don't think that they're going to try to take a quarterback? I mean, I know they traded for Zach Wilson, but you know
that's like trading for Todd Smith.
Yeah.
No, I think Justin, I'm not sold on Bo Nix being a first round guy, especially at 12. I don't know. I could see then. I think Bowers is gonna. I think Nix is gonna slip, and I think then somebody late in the first round at the very end is gonna come back and go, "We got to get him. We like this guy. He's athletic. Let's get him." That's what's scaring me. So I think Denver's gonna get me. Denver could get me either way. They could take Nix there, and then I'm done because then I think the Raiders will take Penix, or they're going to take Bowers, and I'm going to lose that by half there with my bet. Yeah, great night. Now, hey, it's hard. I've had some good years with the draft. Man, last year wasn't good. I think I hit like one. So, all right, where am I at with my bets? I have one more. Mims, the offensive line guy out of Georgia. Been linked with the Steelers. I think the Steelers have the 20th. I've seen some mocks. This is where the Commanders, I think, are going to come back. I think the Commanders are going to go get their quarterback, and I think they're going to come back then in the draft at the kind of in the, in that range, 18, 19, 20, hopefully something like that, especially under 22.5. And I laid the juice with this one. I paid a little bit for this one, but I'm hoping Mims then gets taken by the Steelers, or Commanders comes back and they get him, and we get the winner there with that. Because that guy's just a big guy. I think he's going to be great. Steelers went offensive line last year with Georgia, so that's where I'm at. Any other things, Justin, with the draft? I mean, anybody that you really like, that you're excited to see where they land?
We talked about this earlier. I really like Penix Jr. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. Yeah, he's been injured a lot, so we'll see how that works out. But I think he's one of the more accurate quarterbacks. I think he's one of the better ones. He didn't have a good game against Michigan, but Michigan's defense was really good. We talked about that.
Yep.
But I think with some training and coaching, I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, I really like him too. I 100% agree with you. I think the kid, arm is great. If you give him time, he can get the ball down, put him in like a dome atmosphere. I think he's going to be fantastic. Get him some weapons, give him an offensive line. Again, the injury concern, older guy too. I think Nix and Penix, if you look, I don't know their age right off the top of my head. Older guys, I'd like to see it. I just want to get in the chat. Justin is on point. I like this guy. He's a new host. There you go. Hey, there you go, Justin. Hey, I might be fired. Maybe Nails is going to be fired. I don't know. Hey,
Penix is 23.
Who's that?
You were asking how old Penix is.
23.
23.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, not rolled. We're not talking about Chris Wenke here, but yeah, Ken. Teams do panic. Yeah, they do. They do. They panic for these quarterbacks. They come in and kind of go crazy here. So yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. Where do I want to see the Steelers? I've heard the Steelers might trade up and get the DB out of Toledo. Please don't do that. I know we need that position, but please don't do that. I've seen the guy from Duke can play offensive line, the center position. Barton, I think, that's okay. I like Mims. I've heard crazy stuff about them trying to trade way up and get a wide receiver or one of these wide receivers. I don't want that at all. I still think they're in the trade market to get a more veteran wide receiver, maybe a number one. One of the guys from the 49ers would be good. Just keep your picks, Steelers. Don't do anything crazy. I'm one of the only ones that like what they're doing with quarterback. I think Russell Wilson's going to have an okay year. I like Justin Fields. Now they declined his option. They got to bring him back. I kind of liked him last year. I watched a little bit of the Bears last year, but don't do anything crazy. Do I think you're going to be in the Super Bowl next year? No. That is the Steelers' way to take a wide receiver. Ken, here's the thing. Ken, Penix throws off his back foot too much. Yeah, especially in that Michigan game he did. But, I mean, here's the thing. Michigan was in his face every time. So hopefully, that's not a habit, and you can change that and get him stepping up in the pocket and throwing. And yeah, Ken, I will say with what you just said there, the Steeler way taking a wide receiver, they do, and they usually do well. But it's usually in the second, third round they find that. Pickens was one they got, had the injury. A lot of teams passed on, and then they got Pickens. And, when his head's on straight, he's fantastic. So I wouldn't mind seeing the Steelers get one in the second round, maybe third round. But I just don't do anything crazy. Sometimes the draft feels like Christmas holiday party where they won't do 50-50 raffle to the last minute so you can't go home early. I like that. That's a good one. Good one, Mike, there. All right, man. That's the draft. Enjoy. It's 8:07, and
they have not picked yet.
They have not picked yet. Of course they. This is like when they say like tip off for the Celtics Heat game, 8 p.m. and it's like 8:30 or the Super Bowl. Yeah.
So as a Steelers fan, how do you feel about the Russell Wilson pickup?
I like it. I do. Kenny just wasn't the answer. And Mason did a fantastic job last year coming in and getting them to the playoffs and everything like that. But I think they needed to move on. I think Russell's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, again, he's at the end. I mean, he's on his last leg or two.
I don't think he could have found a more perfect situation than the Steelers. I think with their culture and with their coach, I think he's a hell of a coach. I think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Okay, now we're disagreeing on stuff.
Well, think about it. He hasn't had a losing season.
Oh, I know, but they haven't won a playoff game for a long time, too.
Right.
Now, listen, I will say, Tomlin, I joke, and this has been a thing on this show for a long time. I'm very tough on all my coaches, and at times I like Tomlin, other times I don't. There we go. Look at that crowd. Fantastic.
Let's go, Big D. How you like that?
Chicago is on the clock.
I was just kidding about the rap battle. We're
What?
going to save that for another day. But
He's up there with Eminem.
Is that? I was gonna say who's on stage with them there. Then when I heard rap battle, I'm like, okay, that has to be like Eminem or somebody from there.
Detroit.
Anything with Detroit now, they bring Eminem.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, everything Detroit is that.
For the Detroit Lions. Let's go.
Why don't they bring like Jack Morris or Lou Whitaker back or something? Right, well, like. Oh, look, now you're bringing Jared Goff out. All right. Fantastic. Oh, now they're bringing like the whole team out. Okay. All right, a little different there. All right, hey, let's go NBA really quick before we do a pick or something here. So I'm on the one tonight. I told you I don't even know what it is, if it won or anything like that, but the Magic, Cleveland. You got the Knicks, 76ers. Hey, if Matty was here tonight, man, I was going to rip him about how the 76ers blew that game against the Knicks the other night. Oh, my goodness. I mean, crazy. I think the Sixers get it right tonight. I think they win that game. And then, like I said, I'm on the Lakers. I'm on the Lakers tonight. I think if this is the one they're going to get, they got to get. I mean, you got to get this right tonight. Can I rip on my Celtics really fast, man? What a debacle that was last night.
Yeah.
I mean, Celtics are 38-4 at home for their regular season. They're 4-6 at home their last 10 in the playoffs. They were favored by 14 points and they lost by 10. Man, Miami was on fire last night from three. It's kind of like what they did last year, shooting the lights out against, I think they were like the playing game too, and then they just caught fire and just shooting the lights out. I think they shot 53%. It was the biggest upset playoff win since 2019. I just don't get the Celtics. I don't like the coach. I don't think he's a fantastic coach. I think the Celtics play around with too much stuff. I think they think like, oh, we're going to turn it up. The big guy underneath was horrible last night. They mess up things overall at times. There's a little Barry Sanders. That's nice. I like that. A little Barry Sanders there. That's well done there. That's better than Eminem on stage.
That's Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson there. Man, they're just bringing back everybody. All right.
They just love to boo him, man. He's never going to get a cheer.
Oh no, they don't. They don't cheer any commissioner. No commissioner gets any cheer. They should have brought on Motor City Madman Uncle Ted Nugent. I love it.
Welcome to all of you, and most importantly,
Yeah, Ken said too here. Steelers got Wilson for a bag of chips and cost them nothing. Yeah, and they got Justin Fields for really nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love what they've done with the quarterback. Now, again, you can say Wilson's, I think, on a 1-year deal. Justin Fields, they declined the option, so they got to sign him. And if he's like, nope, I want some, okay, then you might be stuck again in a year. I don't think that's going to happen. I think something is going to work out with one of those guys, so it's going to play out okay. So we'll see. We'll see. So, hey, Major League Baseball. I got a couple little nuggets here. I'm going to try to bring up some of the scores that I have on tonight, man. We're having a lot of fun here. It's 8-12. Again, it's amazing that there hasn't been a pick yet in this, but that's the way these go. But
He just said, "You ready to get the show on the road?" I thought he was going to do it, and then nope.
oh no, now he'll start it.
Blue
Now
ball the shit out of it.
Oh no, now it's now. Oh, you get 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
So we'll see. The bet should be how
What time?
How fast does the Bears put this in? Because you know who the Bears should be taking. So, I lost. Nope, 106 in the NBA. So I lost that. Close again. You had to roll it though. You had to roll it. 1-0 Panthers over Lightning. So I got the under 6 in that. Okay, that's off to a good start. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to go. Here we go. Major League Baseball. I took this from Josh Applebaum, and I bring his stuff up a lot. Love this. Road favorites so far this year this was coming into today, 78-45. So they're hitting 63%. So road favorites, keep an eye on that. If they are on the road and they're favored in the game, it's unbelievable. I know, Ken, Pirates blew another one today, man. Chapman gave up a home run. Hitting at a good percentage, 63. Sweet spot. He calls it sweet spot shorts. That's favorites of -130 or less. They are 92-72 for the year, 56% they're hitting. So keep an eye on that. Anybody that's -130 or less, it's also a good play. And I had to write this down. Mike Trout for the Angels. Unbelievable player, but can we get him out of there? Can they trade him to somebody? Mike Trout has 10 home runs. 10 home runs.
Wow.
13 RBIs. How's that even possible? I had to write that down. That's mind-blowing to me. Can somebody get on base for him? Yeah, Ken, Pirates, pitching, starting, Keller didn't throw a good game today, but the starting pitching, Jones is still doing great stuff. His last start was lights out. Skeen should be up very soon. I can't wait until he comes up. Perez has been good. What is that? Falder or whatever, that guy, he's been fantastic. Bullpen just a little iffy right now. But I think the Pirates, they got to start scoring runs. Today, they scored 5 today and they lose. Scratch your head on that. They scored 2 and they win here and there. So
Caleb Williams is getting his phone call.
There's the phone call. Caleb Williams going to be a Chicago Bear, it looks like. Which really, we kind of knew that was going to happen.
I'm going to further this whole notion about being surgical and
yeah, I think where it picks up, I think it's 3. I really do. I think it's going to be Commanders are going to go Daniels, and then I think New England's going to hold and take May. But if there's a trade there, then let's rock and roll, and this could be a lot of fun. And I think this is going to be one that is going to have a lot of trades. So we'll have to see. So real quick, I see Justin has a Caps sweatshirt on. Big game tomorrow night. A girl I work with, she's heading down to the game. She's excited to get down and see what happens. What's your thoughts? What's your predictions? Can the Capitals, and Justin's laughing, so that's not a very good start if you're a Capitals fan. Justin, what do you have in that one tomorrow?
I think they're getting swept.
You think they're getting swept?
Yeah.
I said
they're too old. They can't keep up. They're not playing well.
All right. I said I did a little pick'em contest with Old Man in the Garage, and I said we did you pick the team that was going to win, and if you got that, that's a point. But if you get the series correct, then you get 3 points. So it's a little pick 'em. We're going to continue throughout the playoffs, so it's a lot of fun. So Panthers game Tuesday, you need to check it out. Maybe the best save I've ever seen. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard the goaltending was fantastic. That's why I took a chance with the under 6 tonight in that game. So let's see. The Red isn't rocking right now. No, they're not. I think they'll get 1.
It's tied up in the Panthers Lightning game right now, 1-1.
Oh, come on now. Quit showing off. Slow it down a little bit. Slow it down, everybody. We don't need this to turn into the NHL All-Star game. So, but John, that's all I got, man. I know it's a little short, but I think that's pretty good, man. We got Justin jumping in. We still don't have a pick. I think this is hysterical. I mean, I just don't know. What in the world is this? Why does this take forever? You know who they're taking. The phone call's there. I am blown away by the crowd. The crowd is fantastic there. It's just these ESPN guys then have to talk for like 20 minutes, and really, who cares what they have to say? But
I'm determined to get like one pick on the darn show tonight. Just one pick to go live, and then.
Oh, we can make 4 minutes. I'll make 4 minutes. We can ramble for 4 minutes. We can get one live pick. That's no doubt. So no, let's go into this. So John, jump back on here. So next week, explain to everybody what's happening, and if you're in this area, please stop on in.
Yeah, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, is it Sunday too, Justin? Salisbury Center in Manassas, Virginia is opening their doors. It's always been open to the public, but they're going to be open for just, general people to come in, have a beer, have a beverage, have a drink, get some food in the kitchen. The podcasts are all happening on Thursday night. Oh. So we'll have, of course, Notebook Wagering. We'll have the Stand Up and Shout crew. Tribe Called Jess, and I believe the Welcome to Manassas show as well. So we'll have all 4 podcasts. You can come have a drink, have some food, watch the podcast live on the screens downstairs. If you can't make it in, you always can tune in on all of our social platforms. And yeah, we'll come down, maybe talk to you guys, bring you guys into some conversations, whether it's, we send someone down for Notebook, talk sports. Jess wants to send someone down to talk sex. Okay. Manassas wants to talk Manassas gossip, or if you got some rock music you want to talk about with Stand Up and Shout. There'll always be something going on, and you come on out to the Salisbury Center and check out all the events we have going on the weekends as well. Get a ticket, come see a fight, whatever it is. We got midget wrestling coming up, if that's the appropriate term. Looking forward to that. We got Trickster coming up. We got a lot of things happening.
We got the restaurant opening up too. So come enjoy the food. The food's great.
Yeah, food's fantastic. Yeah, great atmosphere. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like I said, I joked around a couple weeks ago. I said, man, if I piss you off and rip on one of your teams, I need a police escort out of here and get to my car and get me home. But we'll see. Oh, here we go. First pick.
2024 NFL Draft. The Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams.
There we go.
Southern California.
There's Caleb Williams. All right. There we go. There we go. No, it's gonna be fun. And like he said there, if you come, hang out, watch the shows, you got music, you got sports, you got gambling, and then Jess, she goes off all, relationship, sex, and then you'll have the Manassas show, and I think that's just like local around the community and with some different businesses and everything like that. So
yeah, businesses, they interviewed bartenders, they got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, please, if you're in this area, please come on down and check it out. Grab some food, grab some cocktails, whatever you want, and let's have some fun next week. So guys, that's all I got, man. I mean, we got the first pick. I'm excited. I'm going to go home. I'm going to watch this. Again, Justin, thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out. You did an unbelievable job. If you're around again on Notebook Wagering and you're around in the building, pop up, man. Jump on the mic, man. When Maddie's here too, you can join anytime you want to, man. We appreciate it. And tell your wife I said thank you very much. John, unbelievable job. Always. Random top 3. So next week, what I want to do next week, because we do our top 3. I got one next week. Odd one out. I want to do it. So odd one out. What I want to do is give some different categories, sports to maybe TV shows, music, food, whatever. Give you 3 choices, and you got to remove one out of it, and you just got to kick one out. So I had a couple for draft tonight, but with Maddie having a night off, I'm going to hold it. We're going to do it next week. But I got 2 sports. I got a TV. I got 2 TV shows, and I also have. I brought in a little video games with the old school Nintendo. One of the games you got to kick out. So odd one out next week. That's what we're going to do. But we'll bring the top 3 back for sure throughout. We're going to play a couple different versions of stuff this summer.
You give a little impromptu Dead or Alive with Justin here. See if he knows that they're alive. Or...
Oh, we could do that real quick. Oh, man. Another one that I play with Old Man in the Garage. Dead or Alive. And then you got to give me an age. So I'll give you a quick TV show. Did you ever watch the show Night Court?
Night Court. I don't
Okay, we're going to go off that. How about Cheers?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. So me and Old Man, we play this game all the time because we're always like talking about someone. And we're like, they alive? Yes. How old are they? And we try to guess. All right, let's go. George Wendt. So Norm.
He's got to be gone.
You think he's gone?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say, I'm looking, so I already know. He is not gone. He's still alive. Do you know how old do you think Norm would be?
78?
Close. 75. 75. I like it. There. So that's another one we might bring in here. Just throw a show out and say dead or alive. You got to know. If you're down having a cocktail, having some dinner, you can say, man, I'm shocked on that, what it is. I'm fantastic at this with the age. But he is alive, and then he is 78, and you just kind of do the show. So we might bring that. We got the top 3. We got odd one out and dead or alive. Are they still alive? How old if they are deceased? Sorry about that, but how old were they when they were deceased? So that's another one we might bring to keep the summer going. But everybody in the chat, thank you so much. This was so much fun. Again, John, Justin, I appreciate it. Like we always say here at Notebook Wagering, bang your bookie. Until next week, see ya.
Thanks for listening to the Notebook Wagering Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes, and be sure to follow @Notebook Wagering. Until next time.